So we're working through number 11 on page 627. It says Megan is buying a house selling for $275,000. To obtain the mortgage, Megan is required to make a 15% down payment. Megan obtains a 30-year mortgage with an interest rate of 4%. So I just made a list of the important or given information. The selling price was $275,000. The down payment that's required is 15%. It is a 30-year mortgage with a 4% interest rate. Part A asks us to find the down payment. So we want to find 15% of the selling price. So we simply multiply $275,000 by 15% in decimal form, which is 0.15. And we find out that Megan has to put down $41,250. Part B says determine the amount of the mortgage. So the amount of the mortgage is actually just asking the amount that Megan is borrowing. So to find the amount of the mortgage, we simply subtract the down payment from the cost or selling price of the house. And so we have $275,000 minus the down payment of $41,250. And we should get $233,750. So that's how much she's financing. And now we want to determine the monthly payment for principal and interest, and I'm going to use the monthly payment formula to do that. So our monthly payment formula says principal divided times interest divided by n, where n is the number of payments per year. So just remember, this n is not the compound interest n, okay? So 1 minus 1 plus r divided by n to a power of negative nt. And so to find the monthly payment, we are going to take 233,750 times the interest rate, which was, let's scroll back up and see. The interest rate was 4% in a 30-year mortgage, okay? So the interest rate was 4% divided by one payment a month, so 12 payments a year. 1 minus 1 plus 0.04 divided by 12 to the power of negative 12 times 30 years. Okay, so put this in your calculator. Remember our discussion from our previous class about using the parentheses, making sure we use the negative symbol, not the subtract, for the exponent here. And then the answer that you should get, I guess, let's see, let me bring over my calculator just to demonstrate. All right, it's taking too long to open. So I will, once it'll open for the next example, hopefully. So the monthly payment that you should get after you put this in your calculator is $1,115.96. Okay. Alrighty, let's look at another example. My calculator still has not opened. Let's look at number 12 on that same page. So Iraj is buying a condominium selling for $165,000. To obtain the mortgage, Iraj is required to put 20% down. Iraj obtains a 25-year mortgage with a 5% interest rate. And we have the same questions to answer. So the first question says, what's the required down payment? So we want to find 20% of the 165,000. So we'll multiply the 165,000 by 20% in decimal form, which is 0.20. And we should get $33,000 is the required down payment. Part B, how much is the mortgage? So the mortgage, the loan, the amount that Iraj is borrowing, the principal, we would take the selling price of the condo, which was $165,000, and subtract from it the down payment of $33,000, which leaves us with $132,000 as the principal. And then the last part is the monthly payment, including principal and interest. So we use the monthly payment formula. M equals P times R divided by N over 1 minus 1 plus R over N to the negative T. And just, we'll find that M equals, the way we compute it would be 132,000 times the interest rate, which is 0.05 over 12 payments a year. It's 1 minus 1 plus 0.05 over 12 to the negative 12 times 25, because it's a 25-year mortgage. And we find the monthly payment is $771.66. Okay. I'm going to try one more time to open this calculator and just review with you how to key in this computation, and then we'll do part 2 of this video, discussing a question from the homework from section 10.5. All right. Okay, so my calculator opened. Let me bring it over to the recording screen. Let's see here. All right, so I wanted to show you the keystrokes for the calculator, but my recording window is too small, so I'll show it in pieces. So this is still from the other day when we did this example in class, y'all. So you can see how I keyed it into the calculator here. All right. Notice I used the big fraction bar, but if you don't have the big fraction bar, then you'll just need to use parentheses. And so if you don't have the big fraction bar, you'll need to use a set of parentheses around this 15,000 and around this other piece over here where you can see my arrow, and then do division symbol, and then do a set of parentheses to begin before you start doing the 1 minus parentheses 1 plus blah blah blah. Okay. Alrighty, so please stay tuned for part 2.